Hello everybody, Frankie Dave back again on YouTube. I have another update build report on my Trumpeter Albatross. This is the update build report number 7. I made a little leeway on this. I got a lot of models I'm starting to put together right now. I got a few group builds coming up. I got Mark's Cold War group build coming up. Looks like he's getting a lot of fellows out there. And so I'll join in also, and I'll present my YouTube presentation on the group build from Speedy's 197 group build. I'll post that after I get my Albatross all finished here. As of now, we'll stick with the Albatross and we'll get on to the group build after this. Before I get started, I'd like to thank everybody out there for your comments and your replies on my PBY Catalina Guillos. Yeah, I got bigger than that, fellas. I've just been too busy around here. I haven't got a chance to get on YouTube to bring you more builds of the past up, but I'll think in a couple here and there. But just stay tuned and stay with me, and I'll keep you informed with all the new builds I've done, and also the builds of the past I've done. Okay, as to the Trumpeter Albatross, so far, the construction of the kit is 99% finished already. I gave it a final coat of gray primer. I'm going to let it dry overnight, and tomorrow I'll start working on the finish coat of it. It's going to be a slow process with masking all that yellow on the walkway on top of the wing, and also the wing tips and the band on the rear fuselage has got to be painted a chrome yellow. That should be no problem. I wouldn't have any other way, fellas. To the build, it's getting here. I dropped the flaps in the landing position. The kit, like I said before, as I mentioned on the inbox review of the Albatross, they gave you 2 sets of undercarriage legs, metal and plastic. I went ahead and used the metal because this airplane is a little heavy. You can use all the strength it can so you can stand up proper on our legs. Right here, I'll show you the update build report on the Albatross. Excuse me, fellas. This is as far as I got on it so far. I've got all the undercarriage on there, as you can see. Landing flaps have been dropped. Wings have been sanded down. Got all the fillers sanded off of it. Any scratches on there, I use plenty of water, so I don't have to worry about any scratches on there. That's why it's always best to use a lot of water on wet and dry sandpaper when you're sanding your seams down. That's been applied with filler. In other words, you get a lot of scratches. So there's 2 ways to get rid of the scratches. You either use brass or toothpaste. That works even better. But in this case, you use plenty of water. Those scratches were there. The auxiliary fuel tanks have been installed. The wingtip floats will be put on last because they got to be painted yellow before I apply them to the wing. And the masking's got to be masked off here too. Before it's the yellows on there, I always put a base coat of flat white on there. As always, fellas, when you're dealing with whites, when you're doing the yellows and red, it's always best to paint over a light color or a dark color. But use the dark color, like for example, using this gray primer, you'll be spraying all night and day to get that thing to the regular color like it's supposed to. So it's always best to use a flat white primer or of your choice before you apply your red or yellow paints, or even orange, even day glow colors too as well. I got the nose wheel door installed, as you can see. This airplane has been completely primed. So I'm going to let this primer dry pretty much overnight, and tomorrow I'll give it a coat of gloss coat. That way, when it's really glossy, when I apply that aluminum finish on there, it'll go on real smooth. is use metallic colors. It's always best. It's always best to apply a gloss coat on top of your primer before you apply your metal finish on there. Look at the second Albatross. There's no mistake about it, fellas. Those flaps look good. Running gear is very strong, ain't going nowhere. It's a very nice touch trumpeter added to the kit. It uses metal undercarriage legs. It really enhances the model and rigidity more than just looks. So as you can see, I got the propellers already finished. I'll put those on last. They got to be painted and masked off and everything and such. So far, as to the plane itself, it's as you can see, it's 99% finished. Just the finishing right now. That's about it. So I'll let this thing dry overnight, and tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and, like I said before, I'm going to give it a good spray of gloss coat on it till it's nice and shiny and smooth. Then I go ahead and airbrush my flat aluminum on there. But before I do my flat aluminum, like I say, I got to apply my base white colors on the fuselage band, the wing tips, and also the walkway. That's got to be done first before the final colors on there. Other than that, she's good to go, fellas. So hopefully by maybe by this week or either Sunday, I should have it done. I got behind schedule a little bit. I had a lot of stuff to do around the house, like cut the grass and everything. Out here in Ohio land, United States of America, we've been getting a lot of rain lately, and this is a very abnormal summer we had this year. This is the coolest summer. I've been in Ohio now for 28 years, and I'm not complaining about the weather out here, folks. I'd rather be like it is right now than be 90-something degrees out there with 80% humidity on top of that. So you can imagine how hot it gets out here in the summertime. Right now, it's been in the 70s all day today. And for the last, the whole summer, it's been almost that temperature. Except in June, we had a few hot days. We had about 6 hot days. We had a heat front that came out from California, a heat wave that came out. So we only had about 5-6 days of that, of really hot, humid weather. But other than that, it's nice out here. I've never seen it before like this out here. Another thing on the Albatross here I forgot to mention, on the undercarriage, when you're cementing plastic or metal, as always use ACC glue, Krylite glue. Don't use polyurethane, polystyrene plastic. Cement like Revell or Testors or whatever's out there. So I think it's only Testors, only glue out there that's polystyrene cement. Other than that, it's nothing but cyanide glue you use, ACC. Like I mentioned before, fellas, use plenty of ventilation with cyanide, because if you don't, man, in a time down the road, you'll get cyanide poisoning, and that's not a very good thing. A very slow death. Other than that, that kind of concludes the build report for number 7 on the Albatross. It's coming along pretty good now, so I've got a couple more models I'll be building. I'll be building 3 at a time, and with me cutting all this grass and everything and doing a honeydew list around the house, kind of taking me away from the model bench, but it's got to be done. You got to make hay while it's sun shining. So far, my work is done, and tomorrow's a brand new day. So, like I say, in the morning when I get up, I have a cup of coffee, and I'll go ahead and apply about 3 or 4 coats of gloss on top of this, and let it dry for 24 hours, and I'll go ahead and start on the painting of it. In between the drying time, I'll go ahead and start Speedy 197's Cold War Jets group build. Looks like a very interesting topic too. And so other than that, folks, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Grandfather's giving me the cue, so I'm not paying attention to him anymore. Since I'm going over 10 minutes right now, and so far I haven't been kicked off here yet, so I guess I can keep it going until something happens. But anyway, I'd like to close off with a build report on the Albatross. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and I'd like to thank you for all your comments out there. Lenny, you done a wonderful job on that Sea King right there, buddy. That's an intricate painting you did right there. That paint schedule on there is really, really beautiful. I like it. And Speedy, Mark, your B-24 Liberator is very beautiful. It looks good. And you did a wonderful job, that little Airfix kit. I'm still getting your B-17. I went down there, matter of fact, yesterday to the hobby shop. I picked up 5 more Airfix kits. I'll post them on there too. Your B-17 should be in about another week or so. It's awful hard because, matter of fact, Airfix is not making that kit anymore. I've been hearing rumors it's being retooled, but the vintage one is the one that I'm aiming for. And Don Smitty down in the hobby shop down there, he knows where you can locate a couple of B-17s, so I wouldn't mind getting one for myself and another build one of these days. But I've got just coming around the corner, so you be patient, and old Frankie Day will come through for you. And I'm still batting out for you. And Alex, I hope you're feeling better right now. I've been checking a lot of your builds out. You're a wonderful builder, man. And I hope your kiddies are in good shape and you're fine. And don't work too hard. Panzer Bill, I like a Henschel we got right there. That's a beautiful paint schedule on it. That bright green color is beautiful on it. I've always liked the Henschel. I was pretty partial to it. It's a beautiful looking biplane for its day. And other than that, fellas, that's about it for the Trumpeter Albatross build report number 7. So next build report on it would be the painting on it. So it's coming along, folks. I'm pretty happy, so I'm gonna let it dry for a while. And other than that, stay tuned. I got the presentation for Speedy 197's Cold War group build. So I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. And thank you very much for your comments. And may Godspeed. And God bless everybody out there. It's like Lenny says, but paint your fingers, paint your hands, be good to your mother. And that'll be that. So anyway, fellas, thanks for tuning in. I love you guys. You guys are the best. Bye now.